Good morning. In this video, we are going to talk about it's the actually fourth video of parental care in amphibians, and it is about direct nursing by parents in anurans. We are talking about the anurans. We had already talked about new, sorry, neurons. So we had already talked about the apoda and the newts or the salamanders, I mean the urodellas, and now we are talking about the anurans. So in direct nursing of the anurans children, it is more advanced than protecting the eggs and larvae by constructing nests. The first example is alitis. It is also known as midwife toad. It is also known as mm, midwife toad. The litis is known as midwife toad. When the eggs are laid by the female frog, the male frog lives in a shallow pit in the moist soil. It will come out by the pit now and then for feeding and make eggs moist. When the eggs are ready to hatch, the male frog moves to nearby pond and the larvae are released. So the male frog keeps these eggs attached at the back of his thighs. So that's about the alitis male. Let's see a video about it. You can see here is the male alitis with all the eggs attached at its end, at its thighs of the back legs. And this is the male alitis frog or toad. And when the eggs are ready to hatch, he takes those eggs to the water, nearby water, and thus the tadpole comes out there. So here we can see the male alitis. Like, let's go to the next slide. So this is gastrotheca. Gastrotheca. It is called New World brooding or marsupial frog. So we already know that in marsupial animals or now in marsupial frogs, the parents keep the young ones inside their pouch. So let's see what happens. It has a special pouch in its skin. It opens out through an opening near the cloaca. Fertilized eggs are transferred into this pouch. The eggs are stored in this pouch where they undergo development and tadpoles are liberated out. So what actually happens is that in gastrotheca, the male marsupial frog takes the egg inside its pouch. It has a pouch in which it keeps the egg, fertilized eggs, until they hatch out into tadpoles and then come out of those pouches. So that's about gastrotheca. So let's see a video about it.
A cluster of frogs' eggs on the damp ground. When bees hatch, the tadpoles will populate a moist nursery. Father, a marsupial frog, the eggs are developing fast. The male has to keep a careful eye on them, for he must be close beside them at the very moment when they hatch. It's going to be a long wait, at least 11 days. He seems to have decided that the crucial moment has arrived and lowers himself onto the eggs. As he does so, the tough egg membranes liquefy and the young wriggle free. He has two pouches in his skin, one on each hip, and the tadpoles squirm into them. Competition between the tadpoles is intense, for there are more of them than he can accommodate in his pouches. young remain in his pouches, continuing their development, fueled by the remains of the yolk in their infant stomachs. One night, his behavior changes. His flanks are rippling. The first of his young is emerging. The profound transformation that converted a tadpole into this young frog took place entirely within its father's moist pouch.
So we saw about gastrotheca. Just the video we saw in which the gastrotheca, the marsupial male frog, kept kept um, the tadpoles into his pouch, and the eggs are stored in this pouch where they undergo development, and then the adult frogs come out. That about the marsupial frog. Now the next one is of course gelatinous bags. The female Phyrannelexis beroi secretes a transparent bag to keep their fertilized eggs in it. The transparent membranous bag is left in water current of hill stream. Entire metamorphosis occur in it. Small frog come out of this bag after maturation. So the female Phyrannelexis beroi secretes a transparent bag in which it keeps the eggs and leaves this bag in a hill stream, and then they hatch to form tadpoles and then metamorphose into frogs, and then they come out. Then there is communal nest, in which toad Nectophyronidis malcolmi prepare communal nest in which eggs are deposited by several females. This nest is guarded by single males. This is a type of communal nest in which many females lay their eggs inside the same nest. Right, so this is a communal nest. Let's go to the next slide. Pippa americana. Pippa americana is called Suriname toad. During breeding season, the skin of the back of female becomes soft and spongy. During copulation, the oviducts will come out of the female. Now each egg sinks into a small pocket of the skin. It gets covered by an operculum. In the soft maternal tissue, the young one can develop safely. The developing embryo has a tail and yolk sac. It has no gills. The tail may work like a placental connection to draw nutrition from the mother. Right, so this is the Pippa americana, and it has these holes in the skin, as you can see. These are the prices of the fertilized eggs sunk deep, and they stay there along with the yolk, and they metamorphose and develop there, and then adult frog come out of these holes. Right, so this is the female of Pippa americana. Let's see a video about it. This is the Pippa americana, and you can see, as I showed you in the picture, there are holes in its body, and here the adult frogs are now coming out of it. It had kept the fertilized eggs inside those holes, and now the metamorphosis is complete and the small frogs are coming out of its mother's back. This was about Pippa americana. Let's go to the next slide now. Sorry. So the female plethodon coils around the eggs, and the female plethodon coils around the eggs. So this is another example where the plethodon is actually a salamander plethodon, which has sticky eggs. It keeps sticky eggs inside its nest, and it stays there coiled around its head to protect it. Let's see that. So there is the female plethodon, and it is its nest, and you can see its eggs, and it is sitting there coiled around it in order to protect its eggs. Female plethodon. Now let's go to the next thing. Now the tadpoles hatching out from parents, the female zooglossus with their sticky ventral tropical Africa and South America. The tadpoles hatching out fasten themselves the back of one of the parent in female zooglossus with their suckers-like mouth and the sticky ventral side. So if this is female zooglossus, the froglets, the tadpoles are sticking at its back, right, with their sucker-like mouth, and this zooglossus then transfers it to the pond and releases the tadpoles there. Now we had already studied about alitis. So here you can see the litis. Male alitis obstetrician wrap rows of eggs around the leg and pelvic region, carries them till hatching. We had already seen the video. The male alitis is carrying eggs around its thighs. So let's go to the next video. Now Pippa americana eggs are carried at the back of the mother. We had also seen this video, but the skin thickens and grows around the eggs until each is enclosed in a dermal cell, which is finally covered by a lid formed by the secretion of glass of the skin. Now, Pippa Suriname toad, the eggs are carried by the female during breeding season. The fertilized eggs are attached to the soft and spongy back of the female. Let's see this video. So we have seen the video of Pippa americana. Let's see the video about the Pippa. This is Darwin frog or Rhacophorus. This is the Rhacophorus males, which keep the fertilized eggs inside its vocal pouch. And the metamorphosis into adult frogs happen in the vocal pouch. This is Pippa, where the male is keeping the eggs at the female's back. The eggs had started to sink into the female's skin, and a membrane forms to cover them like operculum. Now the eggs are completely gone inside its back, and now the tadpoles are coming out of its back. Yeah. So this is Pippa, and we already about Pippa americana, we know. So that was that. Let's go to the next slide. So Gastrotheca or marsupial frog, we already saw its video and studied about it. The Gastrotheca takes the eggs or the tadpoles inside its pouch and keeps them there, and when the metamorphosis is complete, adult frog come out of those pouches. So that's about Gastrotheca or marsupial frogs. Let's go to the next slide. Yes, so we already saw this video as well, the Rhinoderma darwini, also known as Darwin's frog. It takes the eggs in the gull pouch and keeps the eggs in its gull pouch. The gull pouch is modified vocal sac. Those eggs emerge into young frog. Rhinoderma pushes at least two fertilized eggs in vocal sacs. The tadpoles complete the development and metamorphosize in vocal caps, and then it just come the adult frog come out of its mouth. Just saw the video of Rhinoderma darwini vomiting out its young ones. It looks quite disgusting. Anyway, let's go to the next slide. So this is about kind of summary. So eggs in the back pouches. In marsupial frogs or toads, the female carries the eggs in her back and either in an open oval depression, a closed pouch, or an individual pocket. So of course, marsupial frogs or toads keep eggs in its pouches, or the tadpoles in its pouches, and when the metamorphosis is complete, the adult frogs come out of those pockets. Second is viviparity. Some anurans are oviviviparous. They retain eggs in the oviducts and the females give birth to the living young ones. So this is oviviviparous, that the eggs, although there are eggs, they lay eggs, but the eggs are still inside of them, and they retain the eggs inside the oviducts and then give birth to living young ones. This is known as oviviviparous. Now we have come to the conclusion of the parental care in amphibians. So the benefits of parental care: it's important for survival of young ones. It improves offspring quality in a way that leads to increased offspring survival and reproduction in the future when parents are no longer associated with the offspring. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.